He was very energetic. I could see he was all very energetic and talking and finding out from me what he was supposed to do. I told him that he was a physical education teacher. He was a rough crowd. I need somebody who control the discipline. And he right away said, I can do that, don't worry about that.
I was very ready. I enjoyed what I did, and I'd already been working some with young guys in the Catholic Welfare Cure and Children program as a counselor, and I had done sports ever since I got to this country, pretty much just about everything. So I was confident that I could do okay, and I would at least give it my best shot.
There's always this, when you have a newbie or a stranger that comes into town, you always push back and you always try to challenge them to see if they, can cut it at Belen.
No one had lasted more than a year in my position.
This guy comes in and, he's, strong guy, wrestler, and well, he wasn't tall, yeah. And he's trying to fit in and show off. And
I had to sometimes put up a face and try to be tough, but I'm not that tough.
He was a tough guy, and he wanted to show us that he was a tough guy. And I remember in many occasions, some of us that thought we were tough, how he would challenge us to actually wrestle out in the Dust Bowl, for those that know what the Dust Bowl is. And it was like, we could take this guy. Look, he's a short guy, we can take him, but no, he'd kick our butts.
There were some guys that were a little more difficult, but I don't think nobody was ever able to beat me. So I think it was the age was psychologically advantage over them, even though some of them were bigger than I was. But I think psychologically, he's like an older brother.
The kids was about the same age that he was. But I could see he can handle it. I asked Barquin if he has some experience coaching and he could help on that. Right away he told me, I'll be willing to work anytime with any sports. I got some experience here and there. And of course, I didn't believe he has any experience as a coach.
It also helped that the guys only knew how to play baseball and basketball. So whatever I told them, it seemed to them like I really knew a lot.
Carlos always will tell me, we only need shorts and tennis shoes and we'll have a cross-country team.
Our kids would run to Crandon Park as a warm-up and then got there and practice. And if they didn't behave, they would run back and I would chase them in a van.
And we had the first cross-country team that happens to be that we finished third. And we were invited to the first state cross-country meet.
I learned how to coach the non-scientific side of it, because I will jab at Bark on that, because it was all by coaching by feel and instinct. I did learn that sort of philosophical side of coaching from him. Sometimes I realize that I'm definitely a lot more like him than I want to admit, but he certainly has a weird way of never being wrong. Definitely has a weird way of rationalizing just about every decision.
Bark stubborn in his ways? I don't know, sort of, yes.
When I think I'm right, which is always, no, I'm just kidding. When I think that I'm right, I really try to make it a point in different ways to have them understand that this is the best way to do it.
We were going to meet, I want to say it was in Boca, and we were looking for Jog Road. He couldn't say Jog Road correctly, so he was saying Jug Road, so he'd stop, and obviously there was no Google Maps or anything. He's stopping, asking for directions. Nobody knew where Jug Road was, obviously, and it was Jog Road that he was looking for. And we got to the race at a point where the bus pulled up to the actual start line.
I said, okay guys, get ready on the bus. And when they got there, they ran off the bus, and actually the race that about to start or was starting, and they just ran into the starting line race and kept going.
So after that, the joke was always, hey, do we run in the bus? Do we warm up in the bus? But I remember to this day, he won't admit he was lost.
We weren't lost, we just got off in the wrong exit.
We think it was, a complete disaster, and he sees it entirely different. He says it was something to make it work for you.
They did very well. Father Marcelino, I think, was instrumental in making Belen very close to what it is today. At that time, when he came in, there was very little money. The school was not filling up.
He began to bring new coaches, very professional coaches. I don't think that never I told him no, including that sometimes some of the administration was saying that maybe it was very expensive or we didn't have money for that.
If I would go to him and ask him and explain, because he always asked me to explain, and I would always try to bring it down and give all the steps and what I thought about. If he said yes, of course, he would say yes. If he said nothing, I learned that that meant go ahead and you're on your own kind of thing. And if he said no, forget it, because he would not change his mind.
We thought it was over. When Barquin said, I'm gonna start a summer camp at Belen, all I knew about Belen is they were an all-boys school. So I had no idea that he was gonna bring us over. So we went and we thought we were gonna get jobs as lifeguards. We got lifeguard training, and I'm in the middle of lifeguard training, and he gives me a call and he says, I want you to come over to Belen, we're gonna start the summer camp. I want you to be my assistant. He's so creative that we knew that everything was gonna be fine. He loved hikes, and he'd send them into the wilderness, and using the body or buddy system, I'm not sure which one it was.
Both. It's a body system.
He did build a slip and slide. I mean, we started with slip and slides and a hose. And then he built on that hill that used to be behind the science building, he built one of those Six Flags Atlantic type of slides.
So I went over to Hialeah, of course, where they build boats. And I gave him the idea of making basic out of fiberglass in the same way that they do a boat or a canoe or a shell for rowing. And we made that nice water slide.
I found him a very great character, and the proof is how the alumni love him. And I could say that the history of Belen Jesuit in Miami cannot be written without his personality, because we have a tremendous depth with him, and I personally love him a lot. And I have maintained, even I have been 10 years out of Belen now, I maintained a good relation and very good affects and love for him.
I've been blessed through my life to have met a lot of important and successful people in the world of politics, in the world of business. But to me, having met somebody like Barquin is really the measure of success, because what he has been able to do, the influence that he's been able to have over 50 years worth of young people, turning those boys into men and turning those men into men for others. That's more successful than anybody else that I've met. That is, I remember all the teachings that we all receive about, how we, on our last days, we look back and think about what, contributions we've made to life on earth. There is no greater contribution than what he's done.
Belen has always been a family. It will be like that for the rest of my life. Belen is bigger than any one person. So I enjoy what I do, and as long as the school is willing to keep up with me and my health allows it, and I'll be there to help.